dear students, in this video we are going to see radiography testing. No, not the medical radiography testing. We are going to see industrial radiography testing. In that we will see different types of radiography testing like X-ray testing or gamma ray testing. Then we will see principle behind it, applications, advantages and limitations of radiography testing. So let's start the video.
Radiography is a non-destructive testing method. It is used to detect defects like crack, flaw, cavities present in metal casting. The basic radiography involves passing of radiation through a specimen and taking photograph on a photosensitive paper or film or fluorescent screen or electronic sensing equipment. Let us see in detail about this radiography. Radiography can be categorized into two, or it can be divided, or it has two types: X-ray radiography and gamma ray radiography. First, we will understand what are X-rays and gamma rays in short. X-rays are part of electromagnetic spectrum, as you can see in this photo. So you will see that there are different waves shown in the electromagnetic spectrum like radio waves, microwaves, infrared radiation, visible light, ultraviolet, X-ray and gamma ray. Wavelength increases from right to left and frequency increases from left to right. Hence radio waves are having higher wavelength or highest wavelengths and smallest frequency, and gamma rays are having highest frequency and lowest wavelength. So higher the frequency, higher will be the energy. So you will see that X-rays and gamma rays are having highest energy among these all the waves, and therefore they are having high penetrating power, and therefore they are used for testing purposes. So X-rays are high energy electromagnetic radiation. Wavelength of X-rays is from 0.001 angstrom to 40 angstrom, that is very small wavelength, and energy of that photon of X-ray is very high, of the order of 100 electron volt to 200 kilo electron volt. These are shorter than ultraviolet rays and longer than gamma rays. In many languages, X radiation is referred to as a Röntgen radiation after the German scientist Wilhelm Röntgen, who discovered it on November 1895, produced using Coolidge tube. So these X-rays can be produced using Coolidge tube, which is a vacuum tube in which we use electronic gun and some target to produce these X-rays. X-rays are produced by hitting high energy electron on a particular sample, so that kinetic energy of electron get converted into the X-rays. Now we will understand what are gamma rays. A gamma ray or gamma radiation is a penetrating electromagnetic radiation arising from the radioactive decay of atomic nuclei. So here the word atomic nuclei is important. So the difference between X-rays and gamma rays is that X-rays are produced outside the nucleus and gamma rays are produced from the nucleus. It consists of shortest wavelength electromagnetic waves and so imparts highest photon energy. These gamma rays cannot be produced artificially like X-rays. Natural radioactive substance like cesium-137, cobalt-60, so this is a cobalt-60 sample, iridium-192, this is iridium-192 sample. So these are the some sources of gamma rays. These are radioactive materials. In short, we will see what is the penetration power of different rays. So here some samples are shown here like thin paper, thin board such as aluminum, metal foil, thick board such as lead, and this is a water or concrete, etc. So alpha rays are comparatively very weak and they even cannot penetrate through a simple thin paper. But beta rays can penetrate through thin paper and they can pass through it, but they cannot pass through the metal sheet. Gamma rays and X-rays can easily pass through the thin paper. Then they can even pass through the metal sheet, but they cannot pass through thick lead board. And neutron rays, which are having highest power, they can penetrate through paper, metal, or even lead, but they cannot penetrate through water or concrete. Next point, radiography technique. Now we have to understand the principle behind radiography, that is the X-ray technique, how the testing is done. That is what we have to understand. So principle or physics applied here, it is like this. It is based on dissimilar transmission of X-rays through different materials and utilized to create an image of various contrast. So see here in this graphic image, you will see that this is the X-ray source, then there is a specimen, and this is a photographic film. So X-ray source, already I have told you, is nothing but a Coolidge tube from which we can produce the X-rays. The specimen which is to be tested is kept immediately after this X-ray source, and immediately after this specimen, it is the photographic plate which is kept. So here some distance is shown, but actually there is almost no distance here between these three objects. So when X-rays passes through this sample, they get penetrated through the sample like this, and they will reach to the photographic plate, and they will have some impression here. And if there is some flaw which is shown here, you can see in this location of that sample or specimen. So if there is any flaw, let's say cavity or some crack, then at that particular location the X-rays will penetrate in more concentration, or they will easily penetrate through this compared to the difficult penetration through the sample here. So you will see that here the length of that particular sample is comparatively larger for the X-rays to pass or to go through, but for this particular region you will see that the length of that specimen, actual specimen, is comparatively less, and therefore more X-rays will pass through this particular defect or that cavity, and therefore more X-rays will be produced or impressed or will have impression on that photographic film. And as there is a different intensity at this location and at this location, after developing this film, we can see this particular different intensity of impression, and you will easily detect at this particular point if the X-rays have more impression here or more intensity here, it means that there is some flaw in that particular sample, and sample is not uniform. So in this way we can detect the flaw like crack or some cavity formation in this way. Actual example or actual photograph of this particular X-ray testing is shown here. So this is a pipeline, and where here a welding is done, and that welding is to be tested. Externally you will see that the welding is very good, nice, no crack is there, but from the inner side there might be some crack which we cannot see, and therefore we have to use such a X-ray technique. So you can see this is a X-ray machine which is used here. For that X-ray machine we need a very high voltage of the order of 20 kilovolts. So that high voltage needs to be provided, and that's why it is sometimes it is difficult to use outdoor. So you will see that this is X-ray machine, and to the opposite side of this pipe there is a photographic plate kept, and on that you will get the impression. In a fraction of seconds you will get the impression. You don't need a very long time for that, and immediately you will get the impression. But that photographic plate has to be developed after this, and if you develop that photographic plate you will get such a final photographic image somewhat like this, and you can detect if there is any crack like this which is shown in this particular photograph. If there is such a crack, then you can re-weld that particular region. Other example you can see here in this photograph. So this pipe is welded here, and this welding can be tested using this particular technique here. So you will see that this particular pipe is kept on some wheels, and this particular pipe can be rotated here, so that this X-ray is a fixed, X-ray machine is fixed, and this is a photographic plate, and hence you can take different locations impressions on different photographic film, and you will get a final image somewhat like this. Here you can see whether there is any flaw or not. Now this is all about detection of flaw, but what about the location of flaw? So to find the location of defect, we have to use the same X-ray method, but with a little bit modification. So what is that? We have to use the displacement method. Now what is displacement method? So in displacement method, we take more than one impression of that sample. So let us see what has to be done here. So you will see that this is the specimen to be tested, and this is some flaw or defect. So in one impression you can detect whether that flaw is present or not. But now, as to find out the location, we need two impressions from two different angles. So here this is the source of X-ray initially at location A, and after that we have to use the different location of the source, that is at B, and this is the photographic film. And in this way you can take two different impressions from two different angles. When the source is at A, you will get the impression of that flaw at location A dash on the photographic plate, and when the source is at B, then you will get the impression on the photographic plate at B dash. So in this way you will get these two impressions, and from the different measurements we can find out at what location this particular sample is. So here, if the h is the height of that sample from the bottom of the specimen, then that height can be found using this particular formula. So this formula is given like this: height of that defect from the bottom of specimen is equal to T into D by D plus F. Now what is T? T is a distance between the source and this photographic film. What is small d? Small d is a distance between the two impressions of the same defect. Then again d is there, divided by d plus f. Now what is f? F is distance between the locations of the sources for two different impression. So this particular distance. And g, what is g? G is the distance between the sample and the photographic plate. So in this way, by putting these values, you can find out the location or at what depth that particular flaw is. Nowadays the radiography testing has become very advanced, and you can take a very better images as shown in this particular photograph. This is the actual sample, and its X-ray image is taken here, and not just two-dimensional image, but you can even take three-dimensional image of the sample using X-rays like this, which are generated by computer. And not just that 3D image like this, but even you can take any section of that image here like this. You can see what are the different flaws in that area. Or not just that, in advanced situation you can have a 3D mapping of that particular object like this. So these advanced X-ray radiography techniques are now being used. Now next type, radiography gamma rays. So here principle or physics is same as for the X-rays. It is based on the dissimilar transmission of gamma rays through different materials and utilized to create an image of various contrast. Now the difference here is that the X-rays are produced in a fraction of a second and they are produced artificially, but here the gamma rays are not produced artificially, but they are produced using some material like cobalt 60 or iridium or cesium like this. And the technique here is somewhat like this. So this is a source of the gamma rays, and this source is kept at the center, and simultaneously we can test, let's say, n number of samples. Here 6 samples are taken here, like this is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 samples are kept in a circular manner around this source, and this source will radiate the gamma rays, and at the other end there will be photographic plate. And if there is any fault in this sample, then we will get the impression on this photographic plate. But simultaneously we can do this. Principle used is same as that of the X-ray, only little bit modification is there because of the nature of the source of gamma radiations. We can test large number of samples at the same time. In case of X-rays, we take impression of that sample for a fraction of seconds, but for gamma rays we have to expose that sample or that photographic film for longer duration, even for some hours. So you can see this is the actual gamma ray testing machine. So this is actually gamma ray testing in practice. You can see in this photograph. So this sample here you will see is to be tested using this source, and this is the impression or that photographic film is to be tested after developing it. Now we will see the difference between X-ray testing and gamma ray testing. First difference is that of the source or origin. For X-rays, the source is artificial, or that method is artificial, and source is outside the nucleus. For gamma rays, the source is some material and it is a natural radioactive substance, and that gamma rays are produced inside the nucleus. Portability. So gamma ray is comparatively portable than X-rays. Exposure time. For X-rays, the exposure time is very short. In a fraction of seconds you will get the image, but for gamma rays the exposure time is very large, even for some hours. Specimen thickness. For smaller thickness, X-rays are good, but for larger thickness of the sample, gamma rays are good. Number of tests at a time. For X-rays, we can test only one sample at a time, but for gamma rays, we can take multiple tests at a time. Uses of radiography. It can be used to inspect virtually all materials, to check liquid level in sealed liquid container. So you can see in this photograph, this is the very good application of radiography. If some samples or some products are having liquid and they are sealed, and if we are not able to detect at up to what level that particular liquid is filled, so that can be detected using this radiography technique. For testing welds and casting, as already we have discussed, to test electrical and electronic components to detect discontinuities in the electrical path. So in electronic industry also it is very useful. Advantages of radiography testing. It can be used to inspect virtually all materials, all types of metal specially, or even plastic in case of that also we can use. High accuracy in locating defect, irregularities or flaw. Ability to inspect complex shapes and multi-layered structures without disassembly. So that can be understood from this photograph. So here you will see that this particular X-ray is taken for a gas pipeline, and here you can detect any defect in any part of that particular assembly without disassembling it. So this is not possible using other tests like acoustic emission testing or ultrasonic testing. So that is a unique advantage of this radiography testing. Small defects can also be found. Provides permanent record. So as we are taking a photograph on a film, so that permanent record we have for further or future use. Work well on thin samples. So if the sample is thin, then like thin film, then it can also be used. After some advantages, now we will see some demerits or limitations of radiography testing. So first, it is a risky procedure as X-rays are hazardous and even gamma rays are hazardous for the human being. So this is really a risky procedure, requires highly skilled person. So it is not like that I will tell someone to test this particular sample using X-ray or gamma ray and within 10 minutes he can test it. It's not like this, but the person should be properly trained. He should have the basic knowledge of these radiations, and these persons should be skilled. Initial investment and cost of operation is high and cannot be used if flow is plain. If this is a fault in a sample and X-rays are incident on that sample here like this, so you will get a big defect. You can detect that particular defect. But if the defect is a planar, so if X-rays get incident like this, so they will not show any much difference compared to the normal sample here, because that particular crack or that particular fault is a planar in nature, so it is difficult to detect such a planar faults. It is difficult for outdoor use as we have seen here. So X-rays require high voltage and they are also very risky. So for outdoor use they are comparatively difficult than ultrasonic or other testing methods. High standard safety precautions need to be taken, and because they are dangerous, it is required to take high standard safety precautions. Alright, so this is all about radiography testing. I hope you have learned something new from this video, and if you have learned something new, kindly like the video, share it to your friends and subscribe to the channel with notification bell. Thank you for watching this video.